Hey peeps, Matt's Mox here, and I'm representing for the Wanamie 9 project. Today I decided to start, our video off here because a lot of the clips that I filmed were taken over time and they're not necessarily the best made things in the world. I'm going to leave them all together because of all my rambling, but I want to start here despite the fact that it's the 23rd. I'm going to upload this video tonight. This time I really mean it. And I'm starting here just because, the clips that you'll be seeing after this one were taken across a decent level of time from October all the way till, right now. I always wanted to see this station up close. This is the Northern Electric Station in Nicholson. Nicholson, of course, is where the viaduct is. And fun little story for today. This is when the 9 as DLW28 would have began its testing over at the Vulcan site for preparations to be delivered on the 31st. Even though it's delivered on the 30th, but it would be fired up on the 31st. And it's the only DLW steam locomotive surviving that's from post the cutoff construction. This station here is from the Northern Electric, and it's right now used as an American Legion. That's neat. I always wanted to see the inside. If I could ever find out who to contact, I would. But I'm gonna walk a little further and talk, because I want to show you the viaduct from view of the Northern Electric tracks. I think I'm on private property right now, so I'm gonna walk over to the road. But yeah. So would have been doing the testing today, so then it'd be prepared for the final delivery to the DLW as a running locomotive. There's part of the back. I'm gonna get some better photos later, but I'm just gonna walk along here. Nicholson's a nice town. It doesn't have a lot going on right now, but it's worth a visit. But anyways, so the clips taken were over time. I give respects to the owners, and I double checked, make sure everything was well and okay. And you'll see throughout the video just some of the progress that we're doing. We didn't get everything we wanted to get done, but we got a lot of it, for the most part, finished. I'm going to explain in the other clip I'm going to film today, which I've been meaning to, and I referenced a couple of times, on what I wanted to achieve but wasn't able to. And here we are from a distance. There's the viaduct going over town. The DLW station in town is also standing. There's also a bridge abutment that I know of, and I'll eventually go get photos of that, possibly, and maybe some video. But yeah, I'll mention later on in the video. I said it over and over and over. That'll show you the parts that we did get done for the most part, and some of the donation items. There's gonna be photographs and that, but again, I wanted to start with something a little simple. Hey peeps, Matt's Mox here. I was just taking photographs of this area. I came up here. Oh shoot! I got scared by a wasp. Anyways, that's going in the video. Anyways, I was taking photos of some of the equipment up here, and also I came up here to take a look at this engine. It's very different yet very similar to the 9 in some components, which are standard to Vulcan. And I was going through seeing what we had, which was standard, which is lubricator cups. A lot of our cab material in here is very similar, yet there are some differences. The injector valve system, which, as you can see right here, that's where the tank goes into the injector. We still have those injector ports, so now we know kind of what we're dealing with pipe-wise to get from the injector all the way to the input points. Lubricator cups are identical, a lot of identical equipment, except we have a older version of a turret valve in our engine, which is much better in my opinion. Steam brake handles in there, which I would love if someone gave us a steam brake, one of those things, or even one of those troughs. Those are hard to come by. Just looking for any kind of small parts which are either identical or are exact for what we're dealing with, either so then we could make reproductions in our shop, or of course purchase the right kind. And this engine is probably one of the best preserved Vulcans other than the Steamtown ones, which are a little bigger in the nearby area. So taking a close look at this engine is really helpful in telling us what we're dealing with our engine. Obviously the what's called snifters on the front, those are missing. We are also missing our snifters, and every single bug in the area wants a piece of me. Anyways, yeah, if I'd come up here, take a look. Right now everything's still on lockdown as it is 2020, but again, I only came up here for photographs. I'm gonna ask the guy who I have his number, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, about actually going on the other side of the fence eventually one of these days, getting photographs, measurements, better than what I can here. Just anything helpful. And I was asked a while back if I could help on a project to cosmetically restore the engine, but it needs a lot of work. This thing needs a whole tear down and rebuild. It's still filled with asbestos, but it would supply valuable data despite its differences, which this hose hanging from the side is actually a fire hose. We had a fire hose on our engine as well, which is convenient, so we kind of have an idea, but again, ours is set up differently. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you this. It's neat. Oh. Hey, this is Max Mox. I'm doing work today on the engine, as you've seen from previous clips and heard in my earlier statement. I am out here working on Wanamie 9 at the Stourbridge line. So here's a quick look at the shop. Nothing much. What I wanted to show in this video is what we're doing. So I was using the sandblaster a bit, but didn't work out too well. So now I'm using this. As you can see, this part's even cleaned. I have more to go. There's parts in there that have since been painted, and right now I'm pretty much all alone doing this. I'll show you my setup outside for painting. There it is. But yeah, so I'm working here and trying to get these parts cleaned off with the grinder, which I just shut down. And I'm going to turn that back on and continue working. Now, some of the stuff is self-explanatory. These are the handrail stanchions, footboard brackets, whistle thing, that, and there's another one I don't know. And here's the broken eccentric rod, which we're not going to reuse due to this warp and the fact that it was cut. It's too far gone, so we're gonna, make a new one. But yeah, wanted to show it off a bit, and I'll take a little bit more film before I leave. Guys, so I just got done for the most part with the parts I can work on. The time and space I have. I am so filthy. And here's an FL9. Close. Yeah, I'm still in here. They left me here. There's a cat in there. But yeah. I'm gonna show you the parts I have done when I get home. Getting down the steps. I wanted to just film this. I love FL9s. Of course, I have an engine that's numbered 9, but it's not a New Haven one. But anyways, that's all for work on Wanamie 9 this week. I wasn't able to primer all the parts either because, unfortunately, my can of primer died on me. That's funny. The primer died before my phone did. But, yeah. It's a really tight squeeze. Not really. I was using the sanding machine earlier. It wasn't really the most helpful. It works great when it wants to work. It just doesn't like me. Instead, I was using the grind wheel, which you might have seen in the previous clip. This is a nice shop. Our shop isn't going to be as fancy as this. This is Erie, Lackawanna, built out of a former creamery, that second part, where they used to bring in cars. I was doing the work over here. Now I need to get the rest of my stuff, shut off the lights, close the door, get lunch, because it's well past lunchtime. I am starving. Get the mail when I get home. And I'm going to finish up the video, edit it a little bit. I'm going to do a clip of the parts, which I don't know if I'm going to put that before or after this section, so you're going to hear this no matter what. And yeah, that's all for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and of course don't forget this is all with permission and the fact that it is an update to the project. We're doing work no matter how slow it is, just because of the circumstances we face. Take care. Alright, this is my second attempt of making this part of the video. I made the last time too long. Let's go through this. We have 3 of these brackets right here. They are from holding up the step boards behind the front buffer beam. But unfortunately, we only have 3 of the 4 left. One's badly damaged. The other one's at Don's. The one's at Nanko Locomotive Works. This one's right here. That one's finished. That pin belongs to the coupler that we removed from the front. It's badly warped. The other part of it we're having tested right now. We're going to see if it's really good shape, and all we have to do is just fix up with weld, because it's just got to haul a little bit of weight, not that much. These are handrail brackets that we got done. They're all primered. The whistle cord piece, which was in the cab, but that was cut off. The square piece goes in the cab. This is the damaged eccentric rod, which is warped and cut. So unfortunately we can't reuse this, but not a problem. We can make a new one. These 2 are damaged. I don't actually know what they're for, but they're from the front. These are what the handrail stanchion used to be on. They were removed, and this one we're saving. The rest we don't know yet. These held the conduit onto the handrail, so then the electrical could run to the headlight. These are our 2 original books and our plans. That's our donation box. That's our engineer's seat. And that is, of course, some of the parts. We also have the coupler, the ash pan, or the ash clean out from the smoke box, and the other 2 angles, which are currently off the engine. And we have our collections that were donated to us, both the tools and the paperwork. Alright, I did all that section really fast this time, because last time I wasn't able to. Now I'm going to just hold it right here, tell you a little bit what we did and what we hope to do in the future. and also not lose my ability to speak at the same time and not go over 5 minutes. Alright, quick recap for this year. We got the engine here. We built the siding first, or the track, by ripping up the siding. We got the engine here. We got almost all the parts out of the box, except for the Lincoln pin coupler, but I'll mention that later. We've got some of the parts restored here. We've been doing fundraising. We had 2 events. We have our display at Bernie's, which you could go visit. We have... I'm trying to think. Now that I'm rushed for time, I really gotta think on my feet here. But we have all this stuff which was done. We have the paperwork for the most part. And overall, it was a pretty successful year. Unfortunately, we didn't get our funding due to this pandemic for building the cover over the engine, but that's fine. As you can see, we did get the photo of snow on it for the first time here in 50 years. And now, the goals for next year is to get the bottom level fenced off fully, get the rods off the engine, get the cab off, build the shed, lay the second set of 30 feet of rail. I'm talking so much. Get the rear buffer beam off and the rear coupler off, rebuild the cab floor, and get all the asbestos off. Those are our current goals, but we hope to do even more than that. If we can as well, get more rail donated and other material donated, or purchased at a decent price, so then we can continue working on the engine and getting it in better and better condition, and getting the park site in better and better condition, as there has to be some cleanup done, and we need some more infrastructure in place, like the fence and the railroad. But yeah, this is the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you again in 2021.